Good evening to you from wherever you might be joining us from. We greet you and we hope that you are kicking and you are in good spirit. We are the Movement Radio, and today we have brought to you a brand new episode of our regular bulletin, though that is indeed unique to what you are used to. All right. We are for changing the narrative and empowering minds at Movement Radio. And we are very committed to that cause. And we believe with the participation of the Nigerian people and the African people, we can indeed change the narrative. We are here once again as we have had a very brilliant show in our last episode about 2 days ago. We hope you enjoyed it. If you are here to catch up with it, please go play it back on all platforms on Facebook, on um, YouTube, on Twitch, on X. Please go play it and re-enjoy it because it was a very power-packed episode. But today we are taking a look at a more interesting subject matter, and that subject matter is: Are we a sick nation or just a silent one? Please welcome with me as we introduce our correspondent from Abuja to give his opening remark. You're welcome once again.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Abdullah Salisu Aliyu from Abuja, Nigeria, for the Movement Radio. So I welcome you all. I welcome you to another interesting episode, another interesting ride. This is Movement Radio. Just like yesterday, day before yesterday, which we were here live again. So today we are here again, and we expect your contributions, your comment. You pick up the speaker on the X space and you contribute, or on YouTube, on TikTok, or on all other social media platforms. You drop your comment. We all love to do that because this is our collective responsibility. It's not the responsibility of one or two people, it's a collective responsibility of all Nigerian citizens. So, welcome once again. Today is going to be another super pack program, and we are going to look at a very interesting article that challenge all of us and ask us a question: Are we a sick nation or a silent nation? So let's all interact. If you have any contribution, any suggestion, or any comment regarding the show, regarding the article, feel free. The space is open for you either on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, on TikTok, or Twitch. Feel free to make comment, make suggestions. The Movement Radio is your own alternative media, apart from the conventional media that feeds you with all what the ruiners want you to know. On this platform, we give you the opportunity. We tell you, we challenge you with what we tell you the truth. We don't do Campbell story. Welcome once again, Abdullah Salisu. Back to our correspondent in Lagos.
Thank you once again. We indeed miss our host today. He had to attend to a very important matter, and we would have him most likely on the next episode. But for now, you will only have us to deal with today. We, the newbies in the realms of, these citizens journalism side of things. And we want to stress the fact that if we want to indeed facilitate our liberation, I think it is not logical for us to focus on the very same media that have been captured by the very same institution that have led us to where we are. So, without further ado, we hit the ground running, and we would take a look at the topic. And this topic is very, very interesting. It is by our very own Mr. Abdullahi Salisu Aliyu, and the topic is: Are we a sick nation or just a silent one? Are we a sick nation or just a silent one? Here is a quote: a reckoning with Nigerians' culture of looking away and the proof that something better is not a dream. Something better is not a dream. I ask if we are mentally ill. We are not. A mentally ill people could not organize this well, pay taxes on time, queue for hours at the bank, raise children on nothing, and still show up to work the next morning with a smile. What we have is not madness, it is something more dangerous because it looks so much like sanity. A nation that has learned to metabolize its own abuse and call the swallowing peace. The first headline is the question answered honestly. No, Nigerians are not mentally ill. But ask the question a different way and the answer gets harder to sit with. Is a people psychologically well when they can watch a fictitious government agency draw over a billion naira from a signed national budget, watch billions more routed to religious buildings while children starve 2 states away, and go back to their WhatsApp groups to argue about football? Wellness is not the absence of visible chaos. Sometimes wellness is precisely the presence of appropriate outrage, and its prolonged absence is itself a symptom worth naming. This essay is not interested in comforting anyone, including the person writing it. It is interested in laying the fact side by side, refusing the easy exits, fatalism, tribal blame, spiritual bypass, and then doing something too many advocacy pieces skip, proving with receipts from Nigerians' own history and from countries that share our continent, our colonial wound, and our starting condition that the alternative to this silence is not a fantasy. It has been done. It can be done again. The next subheading says, the ledger nobody wants to read aloud. Start with the numbers because numbers do not have a public relations department. Place what was spent against what was withheld and let the arithmetic make the argument. Silence never will. A federal agency later disowned by the presidency itself as fictitious was nonetheless carried in the signed 2026 budget to the tune of 1.3 billion. In the same appropriation act, 1.9 billion was allocated to 7 church related construction and renovation projects and 6.1 billion to 52 mosques projects nationwide, including a 1 billion naira line routed through a labor arbitration agency with no religious mandate for musical and cultural equipment for churches in a single local government area. A further 22.15 billion naira was earmarked for the renovation of 106 traditional rulers' palaces, their locations undisclosed. All of this inside a budget whose own documents admit a 31.45 trillion fiscal deficit, roughly 46% of total planned spending, financed nearly half by fresh borrowing. Set that against what Nigerians are living without. Between 34.7 and 36.2 million Nigerians are projected to face acute hunger in the 2026 lean season, the worst level recorded, or a 18 million strong army of out of school children requires a functioning classroom. This is not a story about one bad official. It is a story about a system so unbothered by public shame that it will publish its own contradictions in a budget document that and wait to see if anyone notices. Diagnosing the silence without insulting ourselves. If this is not madness, what is it? It helps to name the actual mechanism because vague despair is easy to dismiss and precise diagnosis is not. Exhaustion mistake for peace. A citizen's working two jobs to survive inflation, standing in fuel queues, and burying relatives to preventable illnesses has a finite reservoir of outrage. Outrage is not free. It costs time, safety, and energy that many Nigerians simply do not have left over after the business of staying alive. What looks like apathy is frequently just a body that has run out of adrenaline. Fragmentation as a governing strategy. A country persuaded to organize its politics along ethnic and religious lines, we always find it easier to be angry at a neighboring group than at a shared distant government. The church and mosque budget controversy is itself a case study. Within days of the disclosure, public commentary had split into arguments over which religion got more, rather than uniting around the planar scandal that public money was diverted to either faith while public hospitals and schools went underfunded. Division is not an accident of Nigerian politics. It is one of its more efficient shock absorbers. Normalization through repetition. Behavioral science has a name for what happens when an outrage repeats often enough. Adaptation. The first billion naira scandal shocked a nation. The 10th barely makes the news cycle. This is not because the 10th is less serious. Arguably, it is more serious because it proves the first nine changed nothing, but because human attention genuinely narrows around novelty, and impunity has learned to exploit that narrowing on a loop. The quiet reward system. Perhaps the least discussed mechanism is the most damning. Nigerians do, at times, celebrate the very officials whose conduct they should be interrogating. A chieftaincy title here, a lavish homecoming there, a front row seat at a wedding, an ovation at a religious event. These are not small things. Every standing ovation given to a public official under credible allegation is a small transaction. Dignity exchanged for proximity to power. A culture that keeps handing out that dignity for free should not be surprised when officials stop bothering to earn it. Proof, not hope. This has been done before. It is one thing to demand accountability. It is another to prove the demand is not naive. Skip the theory and look at what has actually happened in Nigeria and in countries that started with less. Nigerians own precedents, the movement that ended military rule. Nigeria did not learn peaceful mass pressure from abroad. The pro-democracy coalition that grew out of the annual June 12, 1999 election, trade unions, students, Market Women's Association, and the National Democratic Coalition sustained years of strikes, civil disobedience, and organized resistance that, alongside international pressure, helped force a return to civilian rule in 1999. It was not instant and it was not without cost, but it worked. The current generation of Nigerians descends directly from citizens who proved organized, sustained civic pressure can outlast an entrenched regime. A more decent proof, hashtag NSAS, Afrobarometer's continental research has pointed to Nigerians' NSAS mobilization, organized largely through social media and sustained street pressure in October 2020 as a clear example of ordinary citizens compelled institutional response through coordinated, persistent voice. The underlying grievances were not fully resolved, and that is what being honest about. But the government did dissolve the unit at the center of the protest within days of sustained pressure, something years of quieter complaints had never achieved. The lesson is not that protest fixes everything, it is that Nigerian institutions visibly move faster under organized pressure than under polite petition. Ghana, from military rule to seeks peaceful transfer of power. Ghana's journey out of military government in the early 1900s did not produce instant utopia. Its democracy still wrestles with elite capture and weak institutions today. But the trajectory is undeniable. Since adopting multi-party democracy in 1992, Ghana had managed 6 successive peaceful transfers of power through the ballot, a record that political scientists routinely cite as one of the more credible democratic on the continent. A neighboring West African country sharing British colonial administrative history and comparable stating poverty choose sustained civic and institutional pressure towards accountable election and built a reputation as a regional beacon of democracy as a direct result. Rwanda proved that institutional corruption is a choice, not a cause. Rwanda offers a still sharper rebuttal to fatalism, a country that endured state capture and genocide in 1994, as 3 decades later, built one of the cleanest public sector on the continent, scoring 58 out of 100 on Transparency International's 2025 Corruption Perception Index, tied for third least corrupt in sub-Saharan Africa and 41st in the world, ahead of dozens of wealthier nations. Rwanda anti-corruption officials attribute the result of specific replaceable choices, gi- digitized government services, strict conflict of interest screening before public hires, and consistent public and political consequence for corrupt conduct. None of that requires a different continent, a different colonial history, or a different stating point or starting point. It required decision makers willing to build institutions that could not be talked about or talked out of consequences. Good governance is not a Western import or a lucky accident of geography. It is a set of institutional choices. And Africa has already made those choices successfully more than once within living memory. What demand actually looks like. General anger changes nothing on its own. Anger with a specific address does that. Here is what a serious, peaceful, sustained citizen's demand should sound like. Not a mood, but a checklist a citizens can hold any official against. Number one, a functional public healthcare system a Nigerian can walk into without paying a bribe to be trained, and medicine actually in stock, and staff actually paid on time. Number two, a quality, uninterrupted academic calendar, an end to the strikes, closure, and insecurity driven suspensions that have helped produce 18.3 million out of school children. Security of life and properties as a baseline, not a privilege, measured in failing, published, independently verified numbers, not in press release subject. Number four, jobs and if so that economic desperation stops being the quiet enforcer of political silence. Number five, full itemized public disclosure of every budget line. No agency, palace, or place of worship funded from public revenue without a name, location, and a receipt the public can inspect. Number six, immediate, dignified resignation as the normal, not exceptional consequence for officials credibly linked to the mismanagement of public funds without waiting to be told to go. Number seven, an end to public celebration of unresolved corruption. No chieftaincy title, no red carpet homecomings, no applause until questions are answered. None of this is radical. Every item on that list is already a stated obligation of the Nigerian government under its own constitution and under commitments to bodies like the African Union and the United Nations. Demanding it is not rebellion, it is arithmetic. Citizens asking a government to do the job at it was funded at public expense to do so. So what one more citizen of silence cost? Return one last time to the numbers because they are not abstractions, they are children. Up to 36.2 million Nigerians are projected to face acute hunger this lean season, the worst level recorded in a decade. Some 5.4 million children under 5 are acutely malnourished, 1.8 million of them severely enough that the condition is fatal without treatment. 18.3 million children are out of school, the largest such population on the planet in a country that is not at war with the world, only in places with itself. Every naira spent on a phantom council or an undisclosed palace is a naira that did not become a therapeutic feeding sachet, a teacher's salary, or a functioning primary health center. Silence has a body count. It is simply distributed quietly enough among people, invisible enough that the rest of the country has been permitted not to look. The honest conclusion is this: Nigerians are not mentally ill. Nigerians are exhausted, divided by design, and worn down by repetition engineered to feel like faith. But exhaustion is not destiny and history. Nigeria history, African history is not on the side of despair. A generation of Nigerians once outlasted a military dictatorship through organized, peaceful civic pressure. A movement of young Nigerians once forced the dissolution of a feared police unit in under 2 weeks. A neighboring country turned military rule into six peaceful elections. A country that survived genocide built one of the continent's cleanest civil service within a single generation. None of that happened because those citizens were less tired, less afraid, or better resourced than Nigerians are today. It happens because enough of them decided that silence had become more expensive than the risk of speaking. The next demand does not have to be loud to be effective. It has to be specific, sustained, and impossible to quietly wait out. Ask for the name behind every budget line. Refuse the applause for officials who owe the country not explanation, an explanation. Treat every election as an interview, not a coronation. Teach the next generation that a raised, respectful, relentless question is not disrespect. It is the oldest and most patriotic act available to a citizen. The Nigeria that lets its children starve while it funds a fictional council did not fall from the sky. It was built. It was built, permitted, and re-elected one silence at a time. It can be unbuilt the same way. One demand insisted upon peacefully and without apology at a time. That is the end of that particular article called Are We a Sick Nation or Just a Silent One? We would proceed now to the insight of it, that is the summary of that particular article. And Mr. Salisu will indeed do that particular side of things. And I would pass the mic to him without further ado. Mr. Abdullahi, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much for that wonderful reading. It is quite interesting. So now we go into the insight. See, Nigeria, a nation's silence and the costs of inaction. That's the title from the inside. This document explores the complex issues of public apathy in Nigeria, questioning whether the nation is sick or merely silent. In the face of systemic abuse, mismanagement, systemic abuse and mismanagement, the author argues that Nigerians are not mentally ill, but have developed a dangerous coping coping mechanism of metabolizing their own abuse. Key issues and observations. The first one is misallocation of public funds. The articles highlight stark contrast in budget allocation, where significant sums are directed towards fictitious government agencies, religious building, and traditional rulers, palace, while millions of Nigerians face acute hunger, lack of access to education, and suffer from malnutrition. These are the figures. 1.3 billion allocated to fictitious federal agency, 1.91 billion for church construction and renovation, 6.14 billion for mosque project, 22.15 billion for renovating traditional rulers' palaces. This occurs amidst a 31.45 trillion fiscal deficit. The second bullet point, humanitarian crisis. The financial discrepancies are juxtaposed with alarming statistics. On 34.7 to 36.2 million Nigerians projected to face acute hunger. 18.3 million out of school children, the highest globally. 5.4 million children under 5 suffering acute malnutrition, with 1.8 million severe, very severe, at a very severe condition. The next bullet point, diagnosing the silence. The author identifies several mechanisms contributing to this national silence. One of the diagnosis, one of the issues, exhaustion mistake for peace. People mistaking exhaustion for peace. Citizens are too depleted by the struggle for survival to muster outreach. Fragmentation as a governance strategy. Politics divide along ethnic and religious lines, distract from the collective grievance against the government. Normalization through repetition. The repeated scandal desensitize the public, making them less reactive. Quiet reward system. Public officials are often celebrated with titles and accolades, despite credible allegation of misconduct, creating a culture of impunity. Then proof of change. Historical precedents. The essay refutes fatalism by presenting evidence that sustained civic pressure can yield results. Example, the movement against military rule. The pro-democracy movement coalition, that fought against the military dictatorship demonstrate the power of organized, peaceful mass pressure. The NSAS mobilization, the swift dissolution of the SARS unit following the sustained protest, showcase how coordinated citizen action can compel institution response. Ghana democratic consolidation. Ghana's transition from military rule to 6 decades to 6 peaceful transfer of power highlights the success of sustained civic and institutional pressure for accountability elections. Rwanda anti-corruption effort. Rwanda's transformation into one of the continent's cleanest public sector demonstrate that institutional integrity is a choice, not a curse. Achievable through specific, replicable policies. What constitutes effective demand? A checklist for citizens. So those things that constitute effective demand. The article outlines specific, actionable demands for citizens to hold their government accountable. 1. Functional public health care. Accessible, well-stocked, and adequate staffed healthcare facilities. Second, an end to strike and closure that disrupt the academic calendar, security of lives and properties, measurable improvement in public safety, jobs and a safety net, economic security to prevent depression from enforcing public political silence, full budgetary transparency, itemized disclosure of public spending with verifiable receipts. 6. Accountability for mismanagement. Immediate resignation public for officials credibly linked to corruption. Number 7. End to public celebration of corruption. Refusal to honor officials with unresolved allegation. The cost of continuous silence. So if the citizens should continue silence, these are what is going to cost the country. They also conclude by reiterating that silence has a tangible cost measured in the lives of children facing hunger and lack of education. The current state of Nigeria is not an inevitable fate, but a conscience of choice and a culture of silence. The path to change lies in specific, sustained, and peaceful demands, treating elections as opportunities for scrutiny, fostering a cultural or relentless respectful questioning. So
Thank you, thank
that.
you very much. Thank you
Thank
very much,
you.
Mr. Salisu, for that particular breakdown of the article. And that article speaks about our situation without any doubt,
Directly.
directly. And we welcome once again members of the public that have joined us across all platforms. On our audio platform on X, we welcome all the listeners. Alaba Ferreira, big shout out to you. We'll miss you in the studio here. Then we have Wood Agent and AG High. We salute your coming to this broadcast and we anticipate your contribution either in the comment section or perhaps you want to indeed you know use our video section to interact with us. And also we are streaming on all video platforms like the Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. All right. Our host is not around today. We would have been streaming on TikTok, but for today, we are not streaming on TikTok because our guard it up is not around. So let's without further ado, let's go to the mind map. All right, that mind map talks about a sick nation. All right, and we go do them in pidgin version. Where we say we go take break and down where. All right, share our country they sick or a day silent. Which one be our problem for this country? Waiting be our problem. And I would take my time, make I break them down. I go take half of the mind map so that we go feel understand what we talk about. And my colleague here, Mr. Abdullahi, we also take the other section of the mind map. We believe that at the end of this article, we would indeed be convinced without any form of doubt that this article is addressing our situation in this country. All right. Maybe we enter the answered question that is answered. All right. If you look at our screen from our video streaming platform, you go see what we talk about because we they use board to they explain what we talk. Not mentally ill, but dangerous sanity. That is, we know craze for this country. We know craze. Nothing they do us. But say we know craze. It they reveal the fact that, as we know, crazy so for this country, some things wey we dey do wey be say e dey dangerous pass say make person dey craze. The absence of outrage as a symptom, as we know the verse, everybody just dey go about in daily activities. All right, instead make we verse for the system wey dey cause our problem, we go prefer to transfer that anger on our neighbor, on our children, on our fellow citizens that are in the loop of this oppression and suppression of our collective rights. All right. And of course, there are some facts where we say we go talk about for this our broadcast, where we say you feel no like them when you hear them. But because the talk say truth, they very bitter. But we go say our own regardless. All right. And one of those facts, all right, talks about the ledger that nobody is reading. All right. Fictitious agency budget, which is about the budget wey be say na mago budget. If you don dey hear about the mago budget wey President Bola Ahmed Tinubu don do, maybe we talk about am, all right, for this our ogbonge article. All right, 1.3 billion naira religious buildings wey be say the budget 8.01 billion just for religious building. How about traditional rulers palace? That one, e chop 22.15 billion naira for our budget. Fiscal deficit, that one chop 31.45 trillion. Fiscal deficit, that is gbese wey we don hold before. Gbese wey dey on top our neck before. 31 trillion. Then the budget 34.7 to 36.2 million for hunger. Okay. They also budget 18.3 million for out of school children. No, that is for the waiting they happen. Okay. I think waiting this thing talk about is not about the money. It's talking about the number. Yes, it's talking about the number of hungry people for our country.
Suffer hunger.
But waiting I can't they interested in is that this number, is this different from the number we the World Bank talk, where we say is over 140 million Nigerians, where we say they for poverty line, Mr. Salisu?
This one is the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics.
Okay, this one
even our own agencies are reporting that we have over 34 million people in acute hunger, not just poverty, acute hunger, serious hunger.
Nigeria statistics people now you come up with this one.
Yes.
Okay, it did different from the one way them World Bank do.
Don't come
because that World Bank 9 people they always reference where over 140 million Nigerians living in multi-dimensional poverty and under $1 per day. Now that one 9 people they talk about where. Okay.
This one we are talking about just hunger alone, not multi-dimensional poverty.
Okay. Hunger alone. Now in this one they're about. Okay, that sounds very sensible. Then talking about out of school children, that one safe, it did very, very sad. See, our children we know this school, it be around 18.3 million Nigerian children. We suppose they inside school, but they know they inside school because of one reason or the other. Then you have malnourished children. That is, children will be saying they no chop better food and it don't affect their body. It don't affect their health. All right. You remember the Kwachoko situation during our civil war between Nigeria and the Biafra.
Now we're not in the civil war. We say we are in a democratic dispensation, but we still have 5.4 million people.
Despite say we no dey for war, now we
Wow.
get this kind plenty malnourished children. Ah, children will be say they don't even know the reason why they are in that kind of situation. They just know say something is wrong somewhere. In a country that is filled with Nigerian soil, it dey very, very fertile. Maybe say one Oyibo man come Nigeria and he talk say, even if you plant stone for Nigeria, it go grow. Just to tell you how rich our soil is. Our soil, if you plant corn for inside, it go grow. Plant cassava, it go grow. Plant cashew, it go grow. Plant
Everything
groundnut,
is growing,
it go grow. Nothing where you go plant for Nigeria where you no go grow.
but just the government to provide the enabling environment is not there. You enter
Hmm.
go your farm, they will kidnap you.
Hmm.
Herdsmen will come match, chop your plantation.
Hmm.
So how will you go? How will you have the mind to go and farm? A
Hmm.
bag of fertilizer is something else. Every time they will tell you they are sharing fertilizer, but you don't know where the fertilizer is going. They import. They are saying industrialized farming, mechanized farming in Nigeria. They will import tractors, but you have to go and hire for daily work. How many of our farmers have the money to hire a tractor? Because
Hmm.
most of the prices are not even subsidized.
Wow.
That's why you have to farm with your own energy. And when you farm with your own energy, highest you farm a hectare or 2 hectares of land. But with a
Hmm.
machine, a tractor, you farm 10 hectares, 5 hectares, or even 20. The land is there, but we don't have the right mindset from the government because the government is not interested in food security. They
Hmm.
only prefer to go to the African Food Development Bank and receive intervention,
Hmm.
or the African Food Bank, so that they will receive intervention. But food security is not part of the government's problem, and it's part of national security. If you are concerned
Hmm.
about national security, food security is one of the most critical aspects of it. Because when people are hungry, they are angry and they can do and undo.
Hmm. When people dey angry or when people dey hungry, nothing wey they no fit do.
They are see, that's why some people will go and thief because that time mentally they are unstable. All they are after, let
Hmm.
them just get what they eat. That's why we have a lot of criminals. We are not justifying their actions, but the
Hmm.
government need to make sure they curtail all these things.
Hmm.
Small
This
children that will grow up without anything empathy in their mind because they roam the street, all they do they beg
hmm.
for before they will eat. Then is that kind of person that we expect will grow and become some positive or that will contribute positively to the economy?
Hmm. So part of the national security strategy wey any serious government suppose get na to make sure
Yes,
say
food
their people
food
dey
is
well fed.
available. Yes,
Because
that's why
that
you
thing
see
go e
well,
get how e dey
meaning
take dey
all the
reduce
countries.
crime, abi?
Yes, it's reducing because if you look at all these countries, they make sure that they are all these developed countries and the countries that are doing better. They make sure their citizens eat. They subsidize food, not medicine, food, and education. But we here, what are we doing? We subsidize luxury.
Hmm.
Anytime the aviation sector cry when, before you know, you see government intervention.
Hmm.
Is it the common men that are flying the jet, or are they the ones going to airport? The common men are going into the market. They price a cup of gari, a mudu of corn, rice, beans. You go and you will be hearing outrageous amount of money. And then
Hmm.
what do you do next? You have to think the way to increase your because your purchasing power is very important. Your salary assume is even 70,000 naira, as they say, the minimum wage, and you are earning
Hmm.
70,000 naira. If you look at what you'll be able to purchase in the market, 70,000 naira cannot keep you for 14 days.
Hmm.
Then you have to look for another alternative. That's why you see people working in an office doing one or two things that we are not justifying what they are doing, but the system that is what enables it. That's why we are not pointing at individual, we are pointing at the system. It's a systemic rot, it's a
Hmm.
systemic failure. So let's fix the system. When we fix the system, the people will what? The system will enable sanity, and the system alone itself is making most of the citizens to be behaving the way they it makes us to be silent. Because when you ask
Hmm.
question, sometimes, if not for some people that are like the comrade Shori, that will ask all kind of questions. Sometimes some, if they are afraid, if they ask question, they know they will pick them. So they keep
Hmm.
quiet. Up to now, if you look at the case of El Rufai, what did he say? He just makes some comment, allegations. Does the government justify that what he is saying is a lie?
Hmm.
All these things are things, because if you want, they say who wants to come to equity must come with clean hand.
Hmm.
So the government is doing the things that are enabling corruption, and they are saying they are fighting corruption. So how will you fight corruption when the person you employ, you are not making sure that you are paying him up to what will keep him to work effectively?
Hmm.
So that's why when they said that, what Comrade already said, that 500,000 or 400,000 naira is payable in Nigeria, they are saying it is you have to make sure you pay your civil servant or salary well, so that you be able to what, make sure you block all the loopholes, so that they will not be tempted to corruption. A policeman standing by the roadside, have two children, and you are paying 140. How much is the school fees of his children? How much is the medical bill?
Hmm.
And you are asking him that he should stand there for the whole day, and he will go back maybe to his barrack or to wherever he is. His children are expecting daddy to bring something. That's why
Hmm.
we are not justifying any corrupt acts, but we need to fix the system. It's the system that enables it. So I think Nigerians should listen. And if anybody have contradictive view, opinion on this, that is not the system, is the individual. So let the person come up or comment or pick up the mic, so that we'll have a conversation.
Absolutely. If you have a contrary view to what is being said in the studio here, we are not facilitating an echo chamber. We indeed want um, a very robust dialogue. That is why we are here. You know, there's no point of calling ourselves the movement radio without getting feedback from the members of the public. And do not forget to subscribe and follow, and do all you need to do to create a notification so that whenever we are up and running again, you'll be notified. So contribute, feel free to give your own 2 cents as far as what you are hearing is concerned. Do you disagree with us? And of course, this is where I have an issue. All right. When people are saying that 500K is not visible to pay the Nigerian workers, knowing fully well that hunger can push people to doing desperate things. It can
If five
it
hundred
can
thousand naira is too big, then can we measure the weight of corruption that paying not paying 500,000 naira will be? You weigh the cost of corruption. You are losing more than 500,000 naira because some people from the kickbacks, the little things they collect in their offices, they collect more than that. So why not pay them 500,000 legitimately, then block all the other loopholes?
Mhm. That makes sense. But many Nigerians are raising the alarm that hope is not an empty promise, just as usual. Nigerians are so, they have been promised and failed time and time again, such that when they hear such promises like this, they become naive and they begin to flag it as a point of concern, that it seems as though those that are making such promises are doing it just to indeed get their support, that the promise is not real. So but it would have made sense if that is the concern. But what is the contrary argument to that? We would
Okay,
it will make
yeah,
sense
yes,
for Nigerians to bring about a very thorough document or argument that argues against such an idea of providing Nigerians with living wage, because we have been able to establish the reason why we are on this particular territory in this conversation is because we have established that at the very bedrock of corruption, all right, part of it is that people are pushed to it because they are not well paid. Although there are other nuance to it, because there's also actually another explanation that exposes gluttony and the fact that you have more than enough. All right,
enough, yes.
how can
But
you
you still
explain
want
a
more.
senator, a a senator that is earning legitimately 23 million naira in cumulative salary and allowances? Why should such individual embezzle
That's
billions
lack
of
of
naira again?
contentment.
Aha. So those
That
are the
that
nuances
goes
that is
down to lack
attached
of
to.
morality. Politics without morality, because many Nigerians believe there is no morality in politics. So we lose that concept of morality in our political and leadership function in this country.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. But well, let's move on with the conversation. I think it's becoming more interesting. And once again, please, Wood Agents on X, and as many as those that want to interact with us, we are streaming on X Space, where you can request for the mic and give your opinion or view on what is being discussed. If you cannot do that, you can drop your comments across all social media platforms, even on X. Drop your comments on any of the platforms, and we will be able to see it in the studio and we will read it out for everybody to hear. Participation, again, is one of our objectives on the Movement Radio. So let's proceed with the article and the mind map, talking about diagnosing the silence. That is, make we look at wetin dey cause the silence. Wetin dey cause this silence? And you have extortion mistaken for peace. When people just dey tired of trying to hope for the best. But some people, they look at am say people are peaceful. But it is not that they are peaceful, but they are tired of wetin dey happen. Na the big oyinbo wey dey talk for there be that. Exhaustion mistaken for peace. Finite reservoir of outrage, cost of staying alive. That is, people dey vex. Wetin dey happen for the country? they make people diverse from inside. All right. And of course, the cost of staying alive, because they have to go, to go work a job, to go run a business, they are so engrossed in that. So it has really clouded their ability to speak up. So from a
to hold
distance,
government to account.
if you observe wetin dey happen, you go think say people dey peaceful. But in actual fact, they dey vex for inside. And
That will prove that
their
when you
daily
look at
activity.
someone, when you look at people sitting in a bus, going to their workplace or returning, a small thing that ordinarily should be settled with just dialogue, people wants to fight. Someone that is just inside his car driving, the other person is something that will just happen. If maybe a word of mouth, you will see people will come down, they want to fight, they will be insulting each other. That's telling you the anger in people. Instead of you coming back from work, maybe happy, you are angry, maybe what you want, your target you didn't meet up. Even most, if you look, or even maybe at the end of the month, you are expecting your salary, but as the salary enter, you settle debt. You go back to collect. It's just like renew subscription. You pay the old one and you continue with the new one. Immediately you settle that one, then you start collecting again for the next 30 days. Continuous process. Every small thing people want to fight, but they are, because it's something, the anger that they need to transfer in holding their government to account, to their leaders to account, but they don't have access to them. So it's you that you are directly facing them. That's why they are transferring that anger to you. See a market woman with her neighbor fighting just because of customer, because survival matter.
It get as to take be wetin dey happen for a society where the system don create this kind of situation of people fighting themselves because of survival. All right, from the distance, people no go know wetin dey happen, and e go even make them dey blame their fellow citizens, say dem be bad people. But in actual fact, na the system na im create this fighting of yourself situation wey dey happen. So you have fragmentation as strategy. We are still talking about wetin dey cause our silence, ladies and gentlemen. And part of it is fragmentation as silence. That is say we scatter along ethnicity and religious division, anger at groups, not government. All right. Our ethnicity, they're different. Nigeria has over 200 plus ethnic groups, and you have several religion also. All right. As it is now, they see as Christians, they tackle Muslim for TikTok. All right. You see anger at each other. The group of one particular political party is fighting the other one.
What many of us don't understand is that bad governance and good governance, no boundary, no religion, no ethnicity.
Yeah, and you also have activists fighting each other. All right.
Yes.
Instead of fighting the government,
those ones they are not. Those ones they are not activists. They are just activists, because all what they are after is how much alert gets to them. Because activism now in Nigeria is just a means of survival. Before, it's a conscious movement. You'll see people are conscious, that's why they are into activism. But now is the alternative of survival.
Hmm. NGO
Because
activism.
they will, this one was they, you will see most of them are political, one or two political party sympathizers. They are affiliates. They are political parties in extension,
Hmm.
because them too they
Hmm.
lack some of them. You bring them, you say, okay, come. You said you are this. Okay, give us your ideology. Okay, before you establish the maybe the NGO or the movement you are going, how much research have you done, and where are you going to be getting your finance? They will tell you from donors. Who are the donors? Politicians. So, and you expect them to donate while you hold them to account. It's near impossible.
Now so, because person wey dey play trumpet, na him go tell am wetin he go blow for inside the
How you
trumpet.
do it. Na so.
Na so e be. So may we continue for the analysis. Normalization through repetition. All right, normalization through repetition, because something dey happen every time. Na in that thing dey happen. People are so used to hearing billions upon billions upon billions. Wey be say the person steal billion now, e no dey even dey
Na
vex
normal
them
thing now.
anymore. E
No be
don turn
no,
to
they will say
normal
no be
thing.
today. E don dey happen for years now.
Aha. That is wetin dem dey call normalization through repetition, because this thing dey happen regularly. So psychologically, for inside your mind, the system don train you make you no see am as anything again. Say person steal money, person steal government money don dey normal. In fact, many of our people, na im this thing dey talk about adaptation to repeated scandals. Look at it now. Yaya Bello, because we have to mention names at some point, is
The
now
white
going
lion.
scot-free. Person wey call himself White Lion. All right? The lion wey don thief the resources of the Kogi State people. But I don't know which kind lion wey dey chop money. But the thing is, as people no even react, people don't see am as normal. Say you go for political office, or you are in one political office. They don't see am as normal to steal the people's resources, such that they will prefer to beat up and deliver some justice in court on their fellow, the petty thieves within the community. But
Yeah,
when the
they
person
render
wey steal their
good
money,
justice to just people wey steal
person wey
small
steal their
small
money,
things.
wey enter their community with Lexus Jeep that is over 100 million naira with bulletproof, wey be saying steal am from
You
their
think
collective
that our
resources,
police
and
dey
they
follow am?
know they go dey hail am Babasa. They,
So that
they go
men
dey,
throw small.
so that they go follow chop from the money. So you dey see how una self dey among, na him we dey call enemies within. Make we
Within,
self check
yes, we don't know
ourselves.
that we are also our enemies of ourselves.
Ehen.
Where some of us are consciously or unconsciously making ourselves enemies of ourselves.
Na so, na so e be, na so e be. And of course, the whole idea of this our ogbonge program na to make us look at ourselves and make adjustment. All right.
That's
Then the next thing about make we know wetin cause our silence be quiet reward system. All right, quiet reward system. Celebrating officials under scrutiny. Hmm. Dignity exchange for proximity. That is, some of these officials wey be say say they are going through investigation. You can't dey celebrate them. I think we have talked about it in our analysis. They go enter your
yes.
community, you go dey hail them, you celebrate them. If they come to your church, you go reserve special seat for them. If they enter Moshalashi, you go
You want
reserve
see,
special seat for them.
you want them to be very close to you. You too,
Eh,
you want so that when they dey, you know, say something will drop. They'll say they
aha.
want do fundraising. Invite that person, despite his maybe some of them criminal records
Hmm.
or the media language. He was on
Hmm.
is allegedly under investigation.
Allegedly
But
go
you
come
still
enter
invite
the allegedly go enter the matter because they don't want offend the big man.
uh, they can't call a spade now.
Nobody want offend big man so that you don't go affect
But
the brown envelope where the big man go give. Or make the big man not deal with them. Say you now you they expose me for television, Abi.
now
Now you they expose me for
you
radio,
call the
Abi.
owner,
No
you call
worry.
the owner of the
I'll
station.
I'll go call your guy. I go call your guy, and your guy go sack you because your guy na my friend. You get mind. He talk say I steal people money. Now your mouth is supposed to hear say that kind thing happen. Abi, no worry.
They even tell you say you if you see that kind of opportunity, you know go do am.
Yes, now that is what is called normalization of
Because
impunity.
it has become
Right.
normal. Everybody
That,
once they give you maybe you receive your appointment letter for a job that they gave you, your people everybody will be jumping.
yes,
Nobody
now.
cares about how much they are paying, but they will say that one, that place, there is money.
We person go collect government contract. He go they
The-
do Thanksgiving for church or for
eh,
Mashalashi.
Where is a national service, but you are already doing
Some
time
people say,
Thanksgiving? That means
now if you
you
say
don't cash
he
out already.
he don't see him as one time opportunity to steal his own share of the money. We be say na
That's
billions
to
of naira
blow.
wey he go steal. He gone they give testimony as if say na business wey be say he make legitimately. Or person become House of Rep member, he go do Thanksgiving. Waiting be you are going there to go and serve your people. You
But
are
no,
going there
them
to provide services.
is a cash cow.
But because the very first thing when people hear that you have become a politician, what comes to your mind? Say you self don't want go thief money. And it is
Yes,
the
once now
normalization of it.
it's normal in
Normalize
Nigeria.
it.
Once one person, like now, maybe you just tell people, okay, I'm close to this person, a politician. The
Ah,
next thing they will ask you, how much is he dropping for you? Oh, now you call people now. Okay, now this movement radio, you say, okay, let's come and let's organize ourselves. Let's move together. Movement radio is for our own voice. They will tell you how much are they going to give me. Maybe a movement radio decide to organize a town hall where it will bring people, it will educate them on maybe a particular government policy. They will ask you how much are they going to give me just to come and listen to something that will benefit you. You are looking for money.
now so now. Maybe say you go invite person make you come movement radio program. And go they ask you say they want share money for there.
They will even tell you, some of them will even tell you, my data is not for that. But your data is to go and stream nonsense on TikTok.
Yes, now they go prefer to go and stream waiting no make sense.
Did like that?
Now that one na in their data they dey for, not for educative programs like waiting we they do for
You,
here.
you go and stream gossip.
Mm.
All those content creators that are good in spreading gossips. This one don't
That in
do surgery. This one her husband, her boyfriend don't get issue. These
mm,
brothers don't get issue. This celebrity and this person get issue. This politician and this person don't get issue. Now their matter is at the top of the table. Now today, our gist corner all these things. They'll tell you they'll
Now,
even name it gist corner, gossip corner, and all this expose. And people will just go there and as if the expose are investigative. No, they are all content creators just trying to make you just waste your time, not to think critically.
matter we no concern them. Eh?
Of
Some of them,
someone's
these
private matter.
celebrities no even sabi say they even exist. Eh? But they would rather, consume such content of people who no even know whether you they alive or be you know they alive. People who no even
You are
care
making
about
them
your
popular.
existence.
They don't know
If you
that
see,
even it's through them that they are even becoming popular.
Omo, if you enter where they fight about the debate between Ronaldo and Messi, correct fight oh, you go come the one that say shey Ronaldo sabi you, abi Messi sabi you say you exist for this life. Wait, your country matter dey there.
He
Wey
even cares
make you
about your
jobless.
country. That person you are there is struggling,
They are not
arguing about.
passionate
He
about.
even cares about your country.
Eh, they are not passionate about their own country, but they are passionate about frivolities. Some of them get injured just because they are arguing between entities that does not even care about them. It does not make any sense. Eh?
They will tell you is
You
their passion. So we don't have passion for critical thinking, for holding government to account, but we have passion for wasting our time. Or you see people arguing on things that are irrelevant in the society.
hmm,
Someone telling you will be telling you this person sings better than this person. Is the person
hmm,
singing for better Nigeria?
hmm,
Or him singing better? Does it add anything to your table?
hmm. It get as a take bill. It get as a take bill, my brother. And I cannot believe that our people can be this naive. Eh? Our people can, invest their energies on this kind of frivolities wey be say, all right, e no just make sense. E no just make sense, my brother. Because we have many
We
other
need to
things
have
that
unity of
we should
purpose, a positive purpose towards a better country.
hmm, exactly. Exactly. But yes, let's proceed with the mind map.
Yes.
All right. Where at the junction of proof, it has been done. Now, if you say there are some things where we say we don't do before for this country, all right, and we are going to take not just in this country, other African countries too, on top this
Also,
matter we will talk about. All right, Nigerians presidents are this waiting we don't do for Nigeria. We have pro-democracy movement for June 12th. All right, and we have NSAS mobilization. On I know what happen for June 12th now. Maybe say Babangida
I
nullified
know
and in council election where people elect and person don't win that election. Now him be say Abiola don't win the election, but Babangida councillor. But waiting happen after that cancellation. Now him matter well because people come out to
people
protest.
unify from different ethnic and religious
Yes,
background.
yes. People unite to say no to that kind thing for their society. That is talk about unity of purpose towards a particular end. And we have NSAS mobilization. All right, that one just happened not quite long, about just 6 years ago. All right, where we say young people, old people, we put mouth together, talk about that dangerous police unit
Squad.
called SARS to remove them. And within just 2 weeks of continuous pressure, the federal government, the Buhari government, no get any choice than to strike that unit out and to begin to investigate that unit. So there's power in organized confrontation. And you have
Definitely.
example for Ghana, all right? You have 6 peaceful power transfer, beacon of democracy. From 1992, you see, say, Ghana, after their years of political
Of
crisis, all
yes.
right, they have been able to stabilize waiting they happen for
Yeah.
that side. They don't carry out elections 6 times, and we can learn from that example of Ghana. And the last example will be
And,
Rwanda. All right, you have
yes,
clean
and the
public
Ghana's
sector.
election is almost said is one of the credible election in Africa. Because
Yes,
Ghana's election most of the times is very peaceful. You don't see those fighting, you don't see those touts, political touts. And they don't shut down the country the way we used to shut down our country.
yes. So that we suppose learn from them, because
Yes.
waiting that they do to make them have peaceful election as against the one way would they do for Nigeria. Maybe say they steal ballot box, they change the result for inside result sheet paper. Eh? They have internet IREF where they collect the result, and they want us to believe
Yeah.
that it was a credible election. Eh?
They'll fluctuate the
They don't
network.
feel old debate maybe say suppose, you know, involve everybody we want serve the people to come and tell the people waiting they won't do for them. That one now, we don't cancel them for Nigeria. That is no longer a requirement. Debating and sharing your ideas with your people has become something we say we don't even care about. Politicians now, that they tell us, say, they don't get any obligation to tell us what they want to
I'm
do.
not going
And
there to do anything other than take your money.
eh, politician we get mind tell you say he no go tell you what he go do when he get to office, and you they support that kind of person. Waiting be the thing where you go take Olam say, Baba, you talk this thing before we elect you. Now he make we elect you. Why you never do am? That is the currency. Promises are the currency of election or bringing somebody to power. Now the program, the plan we in get for you, we in get for me, we in get for old people, the program we in get for men in terms of providing them employment to take feed their family and how much they go they earn every month. The plan we in get for women so that they go take sell their market and cost of commodities no go high for market. Maybe say material go just drop in price or rise up in price, spoiling the stock we don't date for their market. Waiting be the plan of such person when it comes to electricity. Waiting be the plan of that of those people who want lead us when it comes to housing. See, they get plan for people who no get house or people where they did for face me, I slap you. And some of them have been living in that condition for 20 years, sharing bedroom and toilet with 20, 30 people on the every day. Waiting be the plan of your politician on
Leader,
some
the
of these
next
things.
generation.
Wey be say you go feel old them say, you talk this thing. No. The reason why people they talk about Buhari, because in talk say in go fight corruption. But did he fight corruption? Now that thing na him go take measure whether or not person perform. During their campaign, they talk say they go make $1 equal to $1. They talk say they go return back petrol to the original price. When Goodluck Jonathan dey there, they talk say economy go do well. But all of those
Do
things,
better.
see they fulfill that promise. The same thing Emilio Con, this Tinubu wey
Just
dey there now, all right, him promise 8-point agenda, food security dey among, all right, access to capital dey among, and many other things. provision of electricity. He even talk am say if he no provide electricity
No
after
vote am
in first
again.
4 years, make people no vote for am. That is a social contract.
Yes, and he have failed in his own side of the contract.
Yes. If he no make
So
that promise, there's no way we
he
go
say
fit
if I did
measure
not make
the
electricity
performance.
better
Yes.
in my next election, no vote for me. So is electricity better in your own area?
Now the question be that, our dear audience, tell us the state of electricity for your side. Tell us the state of
Is it
hunger
better than
and
when the president
unemployment.
come?
Look at your life. See your life dey better than it was 3 years ago to be able to give President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a pass mark or a failure. It is not emotional. It is
No
based
emotion
on
at look at the
reality.
reality.
Yes, look at your own reality. Say your own life better pass as it take be 3 years ago. Abi your life don spoil more. How much you dey earn before and how much you dey save before? How much you dey earn today? How much you dey save today? That is how to measure whether or not politicians perform
How many
their
of your
duty in
children are still
office.
going to school?
How much of your children are going to school? How much are they paying now? How much are they paying before? How much you dey buy fuel before? How much you dey buy am now?
Is your
So those are
is
the
your
things.
security better?
Say you dey sleep with your two eyes closed compared to before, or you dey fear say ebelebe fit enter your domot, kolobi you, come dey ask for 15 million, 50 million. Kidnapping has turned to a business now, and it has intensified more than ever before. Is it a lie? What are the facts saying? What are the records saying? This is how to measure whether or not you are experiencing good governance or bad governance. No be about any emotion or propaganda. So maybe we'll continue. Mr. Abdullahi, now you go take that last part, make you help us analyze them well. Now that final part, now we go talk about now. All right. I go enlarge them so that we go feel. Okay, I never get am well. Okay. Now be this. Sure, you don't see am well
What?
like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
What demand looks like? So okay, like now this what demands look like simply means what you should be asking for. What you not just be asking for spaghetti, 1,000 naira in anything in exchange to your vote. All those things, these are the things you should be what? Asking. You should be requesting. You should be holding your leaders or your rulers to account. The first one is what? Functional public health care. Better hospital where you go carry your child go. Medicine dey, doctor dey, nurse dey, bed dey. Some people you have to carry mat from house go hospital. They will give you right medicine for you. They will say go buy am for pharmacy come. And the pharmacy no even dey outside the hospital. Na so you go buy, and maybe na one or two of them get money, join money dey sell for that. They get collaboration. So better healthcare, ask for better hospital. That's some of the things that you should ask for. The second one is what? Quality uninterrupted education. Ask for better school wey teachers dey, seat dey for your children, security dey, they no go come carry your pikin. That's what they are saying. That's what the article is saying. Those are the things that you should be asking for. Not be asking whether they don't give you money. They don't give, not that. That's not what you are looking for. You are looking for a quality education where your child go finish school on time, No be all that one wey person go university 4 years program, you go end up 6 to 7 years. Person wey go for maybe diploma or NCE program wey suppose finish 2 3 years, im go dey do 6 to 5 5 to 6 years. All those ones no be wetin you should be asking. Den security of life and properties, you fit sleep with your eye, two eyes close, you fit enter your house, you no go dey fear. You no dey fear anything your house or any of you dey travel or you dey go anywhere, no, you no dey fear anything say kidnapping or anybody go come carry any of your thing. That's the kind of things you should be asking. Den jobs and safety net. You need work, job wey you go do get money, better payment for the job, and at the end of the day job you get what? Your life, you get insurance if possible. And that job if you lost am you go get better payment. Or when you dey maybe you don reach to retire, make you get your money at the right time. No be say you go dey process paper 2 3 years say you don retire, make you get your money. Or one of your person don die, you dey process files to just get his own burial money. You go dey process file for long time. No be like that. No, now you should be asking for a good job and safety net. The next one is full budget disclosure. Make the government explain how all the money wey e say e go spend, how e go get am, how e take spend am. Just like we say the other time for that program, say our media suppose dey what? Dey give us budget measurement performance. And every year when government drop the new budget, make our media ask the government, well, how do we do in the last budget? What is our performance? No be just to come speak English para 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 para. Make the media ask the government, where and what did you do? How did you spend the money? That one dey very important. Then immediate resignation for misconduct. Anybody wey don do thing wey no good, make e just resign before anything, before investigation. Make person no dey office say they dey investigate. No, make the person immediately resign, whether they elect you or you are appointed. Immediately something misconduct was said on you, you should what? Leave office, clear road, make dem do the investigation very well. End to celebrating corruption. Stop celebrating corrupt people. When person don steal money, no dey celebrate am. When im come back house, shame am. Shame people, even for national TV, shame dem. For street, when they enter your street, shame dem so that they no go dey carry the money again. But when they come, you carry chieftaincy title, you call this person, you give am title there, title there, title there. Another person go still make dem too give am title. So it's very bad. So the next thing is cost of silence. The price wey we dey pay for silence. Naira spend on phantom council places. Money wey we suppose dey spend for places wey we no suppose spend am. We dey spend am for just the federal cabinet, the federal executive council meeting, the committee on this, committee on that. Wey money wey we suppose spend in what? Building places, getting better infrastructure, better hospital, better school, better healthcare, everything for our people. Na im we dey spend for just few people on top their lavish life. You look at the budget, how much dey go for buying vehicles, servicing of vehicles, the presidential and vice president budget, all those things spend money. Naira not used for feeding, salaries and health. Money wey we dey spend on, we are not using the money to what? For feeding the people, fighting hunger, making sure salary get better. And we no dey spend am on top hospital or that's health, but we dey spend am on top things wey dey no necessary. People wey dey still get money, silence has body has a body count. So that silence what would they keep to heavy well heavy and it dey cost us a lot for this country. Dey heavy. That's why I would say silence has a body count. E get way. If you keep quiet, e get problem wey e go bring. E get problem wey that silence go bring. The next one, a little bit up. Mhm. The only honest conclusion. So the honest, the one from the mind, the conclusion, wetin we don finalize, that's the final stage wey be the true, the last one. No be capping, no be yarning. This one na the legit conclusion be this. Nigerians are exhausted and divided. Nigerians don tire. They are angry. And but what's the problem? We dey separated. We no dey together. I dey look my religion first before you. I dey look my ethnic group before I look you. But if we can what amend, we can bridge all those differences. Humanity first, Nigeria first. We are all Nigerians first before I be Muslim. I am Nigeria first before I be whatever tribe I be. So more close that distance. And that tire who don't tire, most raise alarm. So we don't tire with bad governance, we don't tire with insecurity, we don't tire with hunger, we don't tire with bad road, don't tire with interrupted education. We say we don't tire, we fight everything to stand still. Then exhaustion is not destiny. So that exhaustion, we don't exhaust, we don't tire, we don't lose all options. It's not a destiny. It's something that is what we can change. It's not our own destiny. History favors action, not actions over despair. So instead of you to despair to say, me, I don't hands up, or you know go change. No. History always reward actions. The little things where you do one. Question what you supposed ask. What movement where you supposed join. Things where you supposed do make this country better, do one, because history will what reward you in one way or the other. It's either it reward you when you are alive or you reward you even when you know they are alive. So take action. Take action. That's what history favors. Not your silence, but the action you take. That's what history is always reward. Silence is more expensive than risk. That silence where you dey silence, that quiet where you quiet, question where you know they ask, action where you know they take, they more expensive than maybe jumping a fence or playing with fire, because that one will just consume some part of your body or break you or give you, but this one will consume you and consume your generation. So take action. Take action. Demand specific sustained action. Demand things in specific. No be say no, go straight to the point. Just like the way we mentioned at the top, what demands are: functional healthcare, quality education, uninterrupted education. Then what? Security of lives and property, your ability to feed yourself. All those things very important. Ask those important questions. Be specific. Don't say go, no, don't cap anyhow. Don't be saying rhetorics. Go straight to the point. Ask what you want. Is it security? Ask security. Is it healthcare? Ask healthcare. Is it housing? Ask housing. Is it anything you want to ask? Be specific and be realistic. That's what this thing is saying. Be specific and sustain it. Don't be say you do it today, forget it. No. Keep asking till you get it. That's the meaning of sustenance. Then treat election as interviews. Don't be say you go election, just go say in the name of let me just go and vote. I use election period to what? To ask questions. In interview, you ask questions and you get answers. So in during election, ask questions. When you get the answer, then you judge. Be the judge of your own destiny. Be the maker, the creator of your own destiny. That's very important. Don't just look at election as election, let it come and go. Election is a time that you scrutinize, you ask questions, critical questions. You want to do this, how practical can you do it? How can you do it? What ways are you going to do it? Use the election as that. Then the next one is what? Raised questions are patriotic. Questions that were raised. If you ask questions, that means you are patriotic. You are not causing any problem. Nothing is the silence that is treason. But when you ask questions, that's you are a real citizen. You are being patriotic because you want the country to be better. So those are the things we cover on this article. Thank you, and we look forward to your own contributions.
Yes, definitely. We look forward to your contribution. Once again, please remember that we are not a one-way traffic radio. We are indeed a pro participation radio outfit. In fact, without your participation, we regard this broadcast as incomplete. All right, please do well to participate, and you can participate by either taking the mic on X audio. You can also participate by dropping your comments across all social media platforms that we are very much domiciled. We are streaming on Alaba Ferreira and on other platforms like YouTube, Movement Radio on YouTube, Manuel Ferreira on YouTube, and of course the Movement Radio also, the video form. You can see what we are doing in the studio here, like literally. If you look at the timeline, at the topmost part of your X platform, you will see us in the timeline there. And of course, if YouTube is your thing, we are also very much on YouTube. So you can interact with us across all media platforms except TikTok for today because our host is not around. But let's take a look at some posts as we are done with this, our main article for today. We still have quite a number of things that we want to trash or iron out, like a post that I will be sharing on the screen right now by Setuya Shina Gollum. I'll be sharing that particular article on the screen right now so that all of us can indeed be carried along. I will be reading it out to us so that we can follow along and see what we are seeing here. Because our job in the Movement Radio is to bring fantastic articles that would indeed expose you to our collective reality. And yes, I don't know if Mr. Abdullahi is available, or I should go ahead to do the reading. Mr. Abdullahi, are you there?
Yes, I think you can go ahead.
Okay, I should go ahead. This is a post by Setuya Shina Gollum. All right. What did he say? This is a tragedy. When you outperform a foreign nation in the percentage of college degrees held, yet your own institutions back home look like dilapidated ghost towns in horror movies. It is not an achievement to be celebrated in viral infographics. It is a calamity. It shows that Nigerians have not been truly decolonized yet, and that they still see their native land as inherently barren, disorganized, and unviable, believing that true civilization success, and safety exist only in the West. This is a reaction post to a Pubiti post that says Nigerian Americans are some of the most educated people in the US. 64% of US children born from Nigerian immigrants have at least a bachelor's degree, roughly double the US average. That is why these our great conscious citizen Shetuya Shinagolum is indeed commenting and giving this exposure to the fact that why can't we produce degree holders in this percentage in our homeland? All right, and you
And then
also have a
even
tragedy
if
of
we have
politicians. Okay, please proceed, Mr. Abdullahi. Any comments?
yes, yes, we have people with that will keep saying that we are the most educated people, certificates here and there, everywhere around the world. If you go, they will tell you that we are the most educated people. But at home, what do you see? You go to our universities, you go to our institutions, nothing is to show home about. But we keep saying that we are the educated people. So it means it's a contradiction. Educated, but what? Not functioning. But those people that will think that they are not even more educated, they are what? They are giving better results than us. So it's a very sharp contradiction from being educated and practical solutions are provided to being educated and no realistic solutions to our problem.
Very sad indeed. And well, our first video clips of the day, we are now nearing the twilight stage of our broadcast, but we would not go without playing some video soundbite for all of us to indeed pay attention to the content that is about to be played. Let's listen to this soundbite. We believe we will find it very interesting.
You cannot present to us where Chicago University says this university certificate that the president has submitted to INEC is forgery. He can't. There is nowhere that the school has said it's forgery. One. Secondly, what the Constitution says is a school cert minimum or an equivalent. An equivalent of school cert is an ability to read and write. If you go to National Assembly, a lot of our members present secondary school cert. In fact, let me tell you, Shehu, one of the richest men before, one person that was the richest man before in this world was a dropout from Harvard, Bill Gates. He's still one of our best when it comes to business in the world. It is not about education. These guys don't have anything to hold this man. He has delivered, he has done a lot in his first 4 years that no government in the past, no government in the past can match it. Let's say he has not even gone to the school.
Let's talk about
Does it matter?
Let's stay on the matter.
Let's say he has not even gone to the university. Tell me, hold on, let me die. Tell me what Jonathan's PhD has done to Nigeria. Tell me how Obi's BSc has helped improve his communication skills. Tell me what it has done to Atiku to help him navigate and concede I know the time to contest, I know the time to concede for the best person of the time. These guys are greedy guys. They don't have anything. They don't have any substance to hold this man. We are 3 to 4 years in government, and Asiwaju has done a lot. Let's talk about policies, my brother. Let's talk about what this man has done in his last 4 years.
Let's talk about merit. Does the president deserve to be on the ballot? That's the fundamental issue here. That he has all of these abilities, but can he prove? Because what are the question mark? The question mark on his identity, question marks on qualification, question mark on education.
Are you talking about Sheun? If he's asking of identity, can you tell us who Atiku's father is? Do you know Atiku's uncle? Have you ever seen Atiku's brother? Do we ask those questions? What is he talking about?
What's wrong with Atiku's uncle?
You should ask him. Does he know Atiku's father?
Ask me.
Do you know his
Let me
uncle?
let me answer.
Who are they?
Who is his father?
Answer.
Where is his father?
Say who?
Without evidence.
Well, what do you have to say about this, Mr. Abdullah?
This is a comedy skit because an anchor of, from the media perspective, you can't tell me that you are an anchor and you are unable to manage your studio. That's a failure. That's a failure. You allow someone to be in control of the show, then you are a failure. Professionally standard. That's one. Then critically, as a journalist, all the questions that were posed by the other person saying that they have performed, what have they performed? Is a question that you keep saying that the president have delivered in the last 4 years. What have he delivered? You can't come and be saying rhetorics. Politicians in Africa have reduced the people to I don't know what I will even say. You will be on stage just saying rhetorics. Okay, you said he have performed. What have he performed? We want to see it. Is it in terms of security? What has improved? Is it in terms of electricity? What has improved? Healthcare? What has improved? Education? What has improved? Give us. He said he had. That one. And then regarding the certificate saga, you keep saying the constitution says that a minimum of school cert or an equivalent, and you said how will you be able to tell me that okay, the equivalent of a school cert is your ability to read and write? Is that what is the equivalent of a school cert? It's an evidence of what you have moral character. Because school cert is not issued based on your ability to read and write. Everywhere in Nigeria, they keep saying that we give certificate based on what? Character and learning. So if the president don't have a certificate, then it means he have no moral character.
Military, Abibi built it.
So no moral character, no moral justification. You have no moral background of having morality to be able to sit under someone to be trained and earn a certificate. So it's something that people need to make sure they think about it, because you don't have character discipline. So it's something that is not something encouraging. And all saying that okay, this person's uncle, we don't care about that. The two of them, they are just individuals. If it's in a functional system, who cares about Barack Obama's father? Who cares about Trump's father? Who cares about Putin's father? Nobody calls their uncles, their family, and no, but what they deliver. Because the system enables it. But in our system, look at what we are arguing. We are not arguing policy. When Trump was coming to power, he was arguing about the democratic policies in America and how it drops America backward. But is that what we're arguing? We're arguing calling someone who is someone's uncle. Is it not a shame for you to even come and argue on behalf of the president? This is what you are arguing, not policies, not his what. Okay, by now, if actually the president have performed, then we should be able to as a master strategist, we should be able to be started, okay, scrutinizing all the project he have delivered. Okay, how this project that the president have delivered, what is the economic implication of it? Or what is the security implication of it? But not even projects to point around. Or his policies. Most of his policies, if one will be honest with himself, is anti-people. Because the people are not enjoying, are not benefiting it. You remove subsidy. At the end of the day, what are the people bearing? Suffering. Fuel, cost in transport, cost in food, school fees hike, healthcare, everything is up. You should be able to come there and explain to the people that, okay, what the president have done. By now, if, for example, if they have any iota of respect, some of them have to be what in their voice when they are talking to Nigerians. They should be they can't have the eyes to look at the Nigerians in the eye and said, okay, we are telling you to vote. No, they should be telling us, we are sorry, you have failed. Because they didn't deliver anything, for goodness sake. Insecurity, not better. Healthcare, not better. Education, not better. Because if you look at from where we are coming, even as far back as 2023, just 2023 here, all indices from Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, World Bank, IMF, African Development Bank, all are pointing towards negative direction, no improvement. So then what are you telling us? I'm not saying the other people, the Atiku people, they are not different. They are not different, please. So I think it's just like a comedy speech.
Thank you.
The journalist
Thank you
is not
so very
doing
much. And it's interesting that this is what our public discourse have been relegated to. That has been relegated to who is your mother, who is your uncle, how many wives did you have? All right, but it's fine. I hope that the Nigerian people and the electorate will look beyond these distractions and focus on what politicians have to offer and how it benefits them short term and long term. It's about interest. Does that particular candidate of yours, does his policy aligns with your interest? That is the most important thing. So let's proceed because we have quite a number of sound bites that we want to play. Let us take a listen to this particular one also. Yes, I'm about to play it now.
National Assembly, who built it? Military. Hold on, Aso Villa, who built it? Military. Even this transport that Mr. Obasanjo sold to cronies, who built it? The military. Tell me what this democracy, demonstration of president we are practicing, what has it gotten us to? Rather, Nigerians are suffering because they are stealing our money that is meant to be used for our people yesterday have been stolen.
Let's make progress.
Immunity is impunity. License to rob, to steal the people blind, and to kill. Where you see governors, some governors are having security vote, billions. What are they doing with the security vote? And you are getting money from the federal. Everybody's pointing finger at the federal. The federal. I'm not holding brief for the federal. Yes, they have the right to point finger at the federal because they are the superior head. But what about the other branches that are stealing us dry? Who is speaking? I heard Mr. President asking Nigerians, ask your governors, what are they doing with the money that is sending to them? But I went to YouTube last time to find out that report, that investigation, press briefing. It's not there. Nigerians should ask their governors, what are they doing these billions? We are hearing billions, trillions. What have they done with the money that have been given to them? Third Mainland Bridge, who built it? Military. IBB built it. National Assembly, who built it? Military. Hold on, Aso Villa, who built it? Military. Even this transport that Mr. Obasanjo sold to cronies, who built it? The military. Tell me what this democracy, demonstration of president we are practicing, what has it gotten us to? Rather, Nigerians are suffering because they are stealing our money that is meant to be used for our people yesterday have been stolen.
Let's make progress.
Immunity is impunity. License to rob, to steal the people blind, and to kill. Where you see governors, some governors are having security vote, billions. What are they doing with the security vote? And you are getting money from the federal. Everybody's pointing finger at the federal. The federal. I'm not holding brief for the federal. Yes, they have the right to point finger at the federal because they are the superior head. But what about the other branches that are stealing us dry? Who is speaking? I heard Mr. President asking Nigerians, ask your governors, What are they doing with the money that I send it to them? But I went to YouTube last time to find out that report, that investigation, press briefing. It's not there. Nigerians should ask their governors, what are they doing these billions? We are hearing billions, trillions. What have they done with the money that have been given to them? Third Mainland Bridge.
Yes. I decided to play it 2 times. Any comments,
Yes,
Mr.
yes,
Abdullahi?
so that the people will listen and to me. Yes, some of the messages, like, we are not saying that we are interested in military coming back. Yes, the military have done what they have done. I'm not a fan of military rule, and I'll never be. But impunity for a long period of time, that immunity clause that the president and the governor, that immunity clause, it has been a while since I have been an advocate of that one, is what is giving them the ample opportunity to eat what they will eat and clean their mouth. Because you are on the seat, you have the power to do and undo. So you take and you clear your shit. When you leave, the other person will come. Hang is what you will be doing. You will raise allegation, you fight in court, and what they will be able to recover, even if they recover, is just a little amount. Because when you are doing it, you have all the opportunity that you can't be taken to anywhere, to court, or you won't be arrested. So that's impunity in the highest order. Till when you leave office, before you'll be able to be investigated. So then, before you leave office, are you a fool to leave all the traces of what you have done? It's only a fool that will do that. So immunity clause, left for me, it should be removed. It should be removed for all the people that have the immunity clause. And regarding military, yes, I'm not a fan of military rule. The democracy,
Are you there, Mr. Abdullahi? It seems as though Mr. Abdullahi is having a connection issue. And of course, we have a request on X. Let's take the request on X and let's see what Ebitimi have to say. What's your contribution today, Ebitimi, from what you have heard so far on today's broadcast? Ebitimi, are you there? You are live, Ebitimi. Can you hear me loud and clear, Ebitimi? Okay, I guess it's not ready for us. While we wait for him to connect with us, there's a particular quote on our screen from the studio here. If you are indeed tuning in to us from our video platform, the post or the quote is by PLO Lumumba, Patrice Lumumba. He says, "The tragedy of Africa is that Africans are in the business of canonizing thieves and demonizing its saints." The tragedy of Africa is that Africans are in the business of canonizing thieves and demonizing its saints. That quote is profound. All right. How do we canonize our thieves? All right. Canonize is when you keep mentioning their names and what they have done in quotes. All right. And of course, who should we pay attention to with regards to what they have done, other than our saints? And who are the saints that we are talking about here? Those that have paid the ultimate price for the African struggle. people like Steve Biko, all right, Patrice Lumumba, all right, Thomas Sankara, all right, Fela Anikulapo Kuti and the Kuti family. These are the people that we should canonize, not the thieves or those that have stolen our resources and have liars with those responsible for our collective suffering. Let's listen to this soundbite also by Sheyi, a reality star. Let's pay attention and let's hear what he has to say.
The Mr. Bayo Onanuga guy. Sharp. Yes. Please don't ever give that guy a microphone to speak again. Take away his phone. Don't allow him to say anything until probably after the next election, because that is the most insensitive human being on this planet. You say you were your employees. Who are your employees? Let's ask them questions. I have a feeling that you said you are stingy to those your employees and they are too afraid to speak to you because what? Hunger is not in the land. 500 naira is not enough to feed a young boy, not to mention a man. 500 naira. 500 naira is not enough. Not to mention 1,000. And you're saying there's no poverty in the land. You enter this road and you saw concrete. Were you not supposed to have done those roads since that people were dying on the road? You know, you wanted to come and make what point? And to every other person that came out to be justifying, trying to explain that Akara and Kuli statement. Are you people serious? Really? Are all of you really serious? Do you people really need to kiss in ash with Igbe inside? You people cannot stand up and say the truth about what, like, it is happening to everybody. And it's because I think it's because a few of you people are getting paid straight from the country's coffers. I think that is it. You are seeing direct access to that cash that nobody, like, how will you come out on national television and say that Nigerians are not suffering, even if millions of people are saying that it is hard? How, Mr. Bayo? Then the next thing you want to issue one, they should arrest somebody, and DSS should go and pick. As in, doesn't that sound tyrannical? Like, does that sound like how proper due process should work? Does that sound like a democratic government? Does it sound like power of the people, by the people, for the people? I pretty much doubt that. It's nowhere close. Because you guys are just there running this thing like, if I'm not going to be surprised. You guys, I know you people want to be there forever and ever and ever. Yeah. But I think that's the reason why we're not going to see free and fair election. Because from what I saw from the Ekiti elections, man, free and fair my ass. I saw a very lot of videos. I saw people sharing, voters' cards and all that. Like, come on. Is that just because you need to stay in power? You disenfranchise Nigerians just to stay in power. To now be able to make terrible policies. To not have the creative knowledge or creative ability to generate income with what we already have on ground. To not know when to flip the table or to keep it straight. And then, and all to you, political party, apologize. I say that these people are not doing shit. If you ask me, it's as if maybe they've given them like the plans to the end of the world and they've started building their own little ark somewhere. I think that's just what it is. And they're about to abandon us and just go. Because it does not make sense. I promise it doesn't make... To generate dough is not difficult for us in this country. I don't believe so. We have so many enterprising people. You know something? The East are some of the most enterprising and innovative people known to man. Why can't you people pump money into that area? No, it's a problem. The West are more academically sound, right? Why have you not pumped into education and now started? Man. See, I don't even know how many men I won't talk, but a lot of you, I'm not even going to lie. Like, no human emotion at all whatsoever. None at all. Anyways, there's something I saw recently and I said, whenever you complain about something, try to have solutions for some of them, or for it, sharp. I'm complaining about this Olodo uprising. We need to celebrate education again. We need to make education look good all over again. I promise you, we need to. We need to have more debates. We need to have more we need to have more shows. Like the presidential debate is a debate that shows that our leaders are held accountable and they know what they're about to do. It also sets a precedent for other young people to want to debate their own points as well. But now, if I don't see the leader of my state or the leader of my country with the ability to debate another person who is opposing me, really, why? The social media algorithms promote the worst of things. Do you know that the NBC or the NCC or whoever is in charge can mandate Meta to improve on the algorithm, and we don't just have dumb content flowing around? You just come and dance, and the people who actually share wisdom with us. Do you know? As regards the DSS, like the same way they did it in the Americas, that they told them not to operate on domestic soil, you can do the same thing to them too. I mean, there are policies that you can do so that they just focus solely on treasonable felonies, acts of terrorism and financing and all of that. And they should pay attention to that. Let the police take their proper role to do what they need to do. Stop taking their powers away and giving it to other designates. Why are people presidencies building houses for judges? Yeah, it's a good thing. As I say, let them to have it. So the military men, the police, NSCDC, all the people that put their lives on the line, where are their own houses? Where is their pension? Where is their health care? Where is free education for their children? Don't come and tell me that one CP has 5 children. Sometimes it is not their fault. Their wife go console them, hold them, body go soft, body go hard, everything go. Now, Baba fault. You know, the Mr. Bayo Onanuga guy, chap, yes. Please don't ever give that guy a microphone to speak again. Take away his phone. Don't allow him to say anything until probably after the next election, because that is the most insensitive human being on this planet. You say you were your employees.
I think,
who are your employees? Let's ask them a question. I have a feeling that you said you are stingy to those your employees, and they are 12.
I think we that is a repeat of it, but yes, the message has been passed across. There's a disconnect between the Nigerian class and the elite. There's a disconnect. And we need to iron it out. We need to speak about it. We need to expose it as a matter of, principle, because we can't continue like this. And I think with that, we would round things up from this side of things. Mr. Abdullahi had to attend to something. It's just me here in the studio, and we have succeeded in our in outlining and exposing, breaking down this subject matter to the very granular details, so that we can understand why we are where we are, why there is silence. All right, are we a weak nation or just a silent one? Mr. Abdullahi, you're back to the studio. Any final statement? Our guests on X have left. I don't know what happened. It's most likely network, because we tried to pass him the mic immediately, but we have lost him at this point. So yes, Mr. Abdullahi, please, what's your take and your contribution or your last word for today's show? Are you there? Your mic is muted. The mic is muted, Mr. Abdullahi. Okay.
Yes, the network that is terrible here.
So sorry about that.
Because I lost you. I don't know where we are.
I said, what will be your final words as we round things up on today's broadcast?
I'll just have to thank our audience across all the social media platforms. And I also wish our host, That Movement Radio Chicago. I also wish him the best wherever he is. We really missed him in this. We missed his touch. Sometimes we give our own perspective. We give that makes it a very sweet package. So we know we'll do that on Saturday. We'll have most definitely we'll have another interesting package. So thank you, our listeners, and we'll see you on Saturday, same time on the Movement Radio. So you can also drop your comment, even when we are not here. We'll go through it and we'll have a feedback and have a reflection over it. If there are things that we need to adjust or things that you want us to do. So Movement Radio is your own. It's not a one-way traffic. It's always a two-way traffic. We contribute, you contribute. All of us, we are moving towards a common goal, which is the greatness of Nigeria. So thank you once again. Abdullahi Salisu Aliyu, Movement Radio Abuja.
And I have been Amuson Ibukunlu Abiodun, and this has been Movement Radio, Ogun State, Lagos. I commute both sides of things, but I am in Nigeria and I'm Nigerian. So it's been a wonderful show today. All our platforms, you can replay everything. Replay, share. If you are yet to share this content, I think you have to reconsider that and share so that people can benefit from the very rich program that we have put out today. We have been over 2 hours here, and we have had a good time analyzing, that whether or not Nigeria is a weak nation or just a silent one. On TikTok, we are not available today, but on Facebook, on YouTube, and on X, we were able to broadcast, and you can have the replay on all these platforms. We look forward to having you on Saturday. Please be active, and remember that Movement Radio is about empowering minds and changing narratives. This is where you can get the kind of analysis that is unfiltered and is basically based on our reality and not the propaganda that is being shoved down our throats every now and again. So thank you so much, everybody. We love you all. We'll see you on Saturday, same time, 5 p.m. Nigerian time. 2 hours at least of solid, analysis of topical matters and articles that would interest all of us. Thank you so very much. We'll see you on Saturday by 5 p.m. Bye for now and enjoy the rest of your day.